Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the future of Heartland and how Lyndy and Logan are probably the most important characters, not only in Heartland Season 15, but also in determining if there's going to be a Heartland Season 16 or if Heartland Season 15 is going to be the final season of Heartland. So if you guys are interested or at all curious of what the future of Heartland is going to look like, make sure you guys watch this video until the very end to find out everything that I'm going to say regarding the future of Heartland. However, before we get into all that, I need to remind you guys to please leave a like on the video if you enjoy and subscribe to my channel for daily Heartland videos and Season 15 updates. If you guys want to stay up to date on everything Heartland related, it is very simple. All you have to do is click the red subscribe button down below and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified whenever I upload another Heartland video in the future, including Heartland Season 15 updates and, of course, information on Season 16 when it becomes available. With that out of the way, let's talk about Heartland Season 15 and specifically Lyndy and Logan. So, I know we only met Logan's character in last week's episode of Heartland Season 15. However, I do think that Logan is going to play a key role in determining what the future of Heartland is going to look like, and I think that his character has a lot to offer when it comes to interesting storylines and a lot of interesting directions that the writers can take in terms of future storylines for Season 15 and also the future of Heartland. And of course, you have Lyndy. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, but she is the daughter of Amy and Ty, and yeah, I mean, I don't think I really need to explain much with why Lyndy's character matters to the show. However, she matters because she is the next character that I think the writers could be working towards to make her the new focus of the show. Not replacing her mom, Amy, but however, more storylines, especially down the road, focusing on Lyndy and her character development. However, when it comes to Season 15, Lyndy is still very young, and so obviously a lot of the storylines are not going to be revolving around her, at least in the very near future. However, as we continue experiencing the Heartland story and the story continues to be told to us, Lyndy as a character holds a lot of what the future of Heartland could look like on her shoulders when it comes to how they're going to develop the story, because it all comes down to how they're going to develop Lyndy's character to carry on the show. Now, I want to talk more about Logan, because Logan, there's a lot we don't know about Logan. After all, we were just introduced to him in last week's episode of Heartland, but we do know that there's a lot of interesting background when it comes to his character. Like, who's his dad? What happened to his dad? Like, we know, going by last week's episode, that it was hinted that his dad is obviously in jail. That's pretty obvious, or at least was. And we don't know a lot about Logan or his dad, of course. But we do know that there's some interesting storylines there and an interesting background. And of course, those provide the writers with a lot of different directions they could take to develop Logan's character. And I love Logan's friendship with Amy, and I'm wondering if people are going to hate me for saying this, but there are so many similarities between Logan and Ty, and I'm wondering if the character of Logan is going to work closely with Amy and kind of, you know, be Amy's, like, not understudy, what's the word I'm looking for? Amy's apprentice? I don't know. It's basically, I think apprentice is the right word, but he's basically going to be the one to learn Amy's ways and work with her. And I just see a very, very amazing friendship between Logan and Amy, at least in last week's episode, that I'm hoping will continue, and I think it will, because at the end of last week's episode, we see Amy kind of, you know, pick up for Logan after Cooper seems to want to blame him for starting the fight between him and Mac. Granted, he did punch Mac for almost no reason. I mean, it was definitely the wrong place to do that. But there was a reasoning as to why Logan did what he did. Just horrible, horrible timing. But Amy does pick up for Logan, and I think that's the start of a beautiful friendship. And I think Amy could really, mentor him, and he could turn his life around just like Ty did when it comes to working with horses. And horses could be the way that him, maybe, and his dad turn their lives around with the help of Amy and the Bartlett Fleming Morris family. But when it comes to the future of Heartland, why these characters are so important is because if you look at Heartland, right, you have Jack, and you have Amy, and Lou, and Ty, and Peter, and Georgie, and Quinn, and all these characters. But what people, I think, need to realize is, and understand is, if these characters, these younger characters, like Georgie and Quinn, and now Lyndy and Logan and Parker and Katie, if they don't get character development, there is no future of Heartland. These young characters need to kind of take the spotlight when it comes to the future of the show, just like Amy did from Jack when it comes to the earlier seasons. Yes, Jack is still a main character in season 15, but the earlier seasons, I would argue, are more focused on Jack and him raising Amy and Lou, and the relationship between Ty and Jack, and all of that. And then, as we saw Amy and Ty get older, the Heartland story revolved around Amy and Ty's relationship, and them getting married, and then having Lyndy, and then Ty's death in season 14, and now it's about Amy becoming a single mother and dealing with that and balancing work and being a mom and, a possible relationship down the road. But then, after Amy, who is the story gonna revolve around? It's gonna be Lyndy. It's gonna be her friends. It's gonna be Logan, Katie, Parker. So these characters, while they might seem like insignificant to the Heartland season 15 story, because it seems to be still focused around Amy, which it is, these characters are going to be having character development throughout the next couple of seasons. That's really going to determine if there's going to be a future for Heartland. With that being said, I'm very confident in a season 16, but beyond that, it really is up to the writers and how well they develop the characters of Lyndy, Logan, Katie, and Parker throughout season 15 and 16 to really determine what the future of Heartland is going to look like. But that is all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.